The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Campin' Out, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys training camp on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. And now your host, Shannon Gross.
Welcome to Campin' Out, live from Oxnard, California. Shannon Gross, Nate Newton, coming at you live after the second padded practice out here in Oxnard. We were just informed that Dak Prescott is about to make his way to the podium, so we will have to use our inside voice.
So if we sound like we're at the Masters.
Yeah. Next time we clap, it'll be like this, a little golf clap.
And this is our third padded practice.
Is it third?
Yes, sir. Is
man.
that correct, Chris? Chris is saying that?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I lost a day. All right.
Yeah.
Well, remember, we moved a day from what's it called? A mock game.
Yeah.
Now we've changed to walk through.
Right.
Just so we don't confuse any fans out there.
Yeah. And then we'll have a very special guest. Terence Steele will be on the show today.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
But Nate, before Terence gets here and before Dak goes on, things got a little chippy today.
Yes.
Micah Parsons and our buddy Dalton Schultz went at it a couple of times. Did you see what happened on either one of those?
No, I didn't, but I saw Dalton Schultz go at a defensive end down here in combo runs, and I saw Ian Bunting go at a few guys. Let me give you the backstory. The first 2 days of padded practice, they destroyed our tight ends. And I think their position coach and I think Schultz said, look here, fellas, this cannot be happening, because Schultz usually don't do a lot of the combo run blocking down there. So these guys came out with an attitude today, and they just said they've had enough. They're trying, you're not going to set the tempo on me. I'm not going to be the disaster of the films today from an offensive point of view. So they put their heads in the middle of these guys, and they blocked them. And what makes the defensive player mad, I promise you, they finished them. When the whistle blows, these guys had their hands inside, and they were moving them back instead of the other way around.
And your favorite matchup every day of pads is the big nasties, the big uglies in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line drills. They still hadn't done one-on-ones yet, have they?
No, not one-on-one pass blocking, because they get a lot of that. This is a throwing league now. But, Shannon, they were more competitive. I talked to Isaiah Stanback, who was a part of our show yesterday when we was trying to introduce a new player. He even said that he was looking, he's like, it was more competitive today. We got more offensive linemen and tight ends on blocks defensively, on players defensively, as a collective group than we've had in any other day. So this is the third day of pads, and they're starting to come around. And that's why I hate, I like to go at least 3 days, because our defense is so far ahead of our offense, and our offense is starting to catch up now and meet their force. Like they say in basketball, meet the force, be competitive, go as hard as they're going.
What'd you see? Did you watch Tyler Smith any today? How's he doing?
He's doing okay, but Shannon, I was this amazed me, because I find myself looking at the receivers, because we're missing a couple of guys at that position. I was going to say a lot of guys, but we're not missing a lot of guys, just really two, Washington and Gallup. But I saw a lot of Turpin, Houston, Robinson, Tolbert catching a lot of passes. And here's somebody special passing by. How you doing there, sir? All right. Yes, sir. And so this is why we're speaking low, because Forrest,
the man of the hours.
The man of the hours here. So
he looks very stylish today. He's wearing some black and white slides with white socks.
Yes.
White shorts.
Yes.
Not shorts.
With stripes.
There's uniform shorts.
Yeah, with blue and silver stripes.
He's got a long sleeve dry fit shirt on and a bucket hat.
That's white.
That's white with the brim pulled up, and he just walked up on stage with our new VP of PR.
Yes.
And gave the double peace signs, and he's about to start his press conference. So tune in to DallasCowboys.com soon. That will be up as soon as he's done with that. And
so when did we hire the new communicator?
They announced him, 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Thanks for showing up to the press conference.
You know, he's kind of talking to Dak more than the media. I mean, who did we hire here? Another guy, inside guy.
He was LeBron's guy in Cleveland.
What?
Yeah, he was in Cleveland before he came here for 20-something years. So he was LeBron's guy when he came in the league, and then when LeBron went back, he was still there. So and heard he was really still pretty tight with LeBron. So
Good. Maybe we can squeeze him in here and put him on one of our great podcasts.
Get him on the show one day.
Maybe hanging with the Cowboys.
Might be able to do that. So
I like how we're whispering.
I know.
Yeah,
our inside.
And
voice.
they ain't even talking yet, and we're whispering.
No, they're talking. We're not.
Dak looks like he's about to go paint a living room, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
He looks very artistic. Very artistic. We're not good at inside voices.
Right.
I'm sorry. I totally zoned out. I don't even know if you finished the question. Did you get to watch Tyler Smith today?
Yes, he was very consistent. He was physical. He got drove back in the run combos, and it lit a fire up on him. You know, he got drove back and kind of embarrassed him, I think. And from that point on, he just started building his momentum, and he took it right into the linebackers weren't standing a chance, man, because once he locked in on him, I still need for him to get his hands inside. You know, I think I'm just going to put a lot of balloons in his room when he go home. Get his key and just put a lot of balloons in his. Just say hands inside.
Hands in, hands in.
And if he pop it, he'll say hands inside. You know what I'm saying? So I got to help him get his hands inside. We can't have them penalties, man. That hurt us last year.
Gotta get some handcuffs.
Before our easy there. Watch out. This is a family show.
Keep your hands together, right?
Right.
Before our guest of honor comes, Terence Steele, what have you seen out of him at camp? Have you noticed anything? He's our starting left tackle, or right tackle.
Right tackle. And he is doing a nice job. He's not one of the prettiest practice players you want to see, but he is a guy that he's going to work hard. He's going to earn his keep. He's going to call, mom and dad say he's going to give you a full day. You know, he's going to earn his money, and he's going to work hard, and he's enthusiastic about it. Even when plays don't go in his favor, he don't get down. He don't fall apart. He come back and he fight hard. The next play.
What is it that you like so much about him? Because when people were dogging him out and talking bad about getting him out of there last year, you were like, give him a chance. Like, don't give up on this guy.
He didn't quit. He kept fighting. And I'm going to tell you something, Shannon. The worst thing in the world can happen to a young guy, especially offensive lineman, is to get beat and the nation see it. You on national TV, dude done ran by you for a sack, then push you on top of the quarterback the next play, and then hit the dude for a loss the next play, the running back, and you still battling. You're still trying to be the best you can be. You're still trying to improve your technique. This kid never gave up. And that's why, Coach Philman, I was a little disappointed last year how they played, against the great opponents that we played for the big games. But this kid never gives up. But now what I don't need for them to do, Shannon, is put him anywhere else but right tackle. He is a right tackle. He is above average right tackle who can get better at right tackle. Don't keep throwing him around. You read his bio. He played 6 games a year or so ago at left tackle. He don't need that. Put him at right tackle. And plus you got rid of Lyle Collins because, evidently you had to think that he was the man because we have no other tackles in camp. So you had to think he was the man, so he don't need to go anywhere else. And I may be overstating that, and the coaches may come in. We may talk to one of the coaches, and they may say, well, Nate, we're not going to play him by nowhere but tackle. But, I'm going by past history.
Yeah. What would be your starting offensive line right now? If
it would be at left, it would be Ty. At left tackle would be Ty. At left guard, it would be the young guy, Tyler Smith. And then at center would be Tyler. And would be the right guard. We don't even have to even know that. I mean, that's the president. What they call him, the butcher. The butcher of Bakersville. Then the right tackle is Steele, which I've always thought should have been since you start. If you allowed him to get beat up, punished as a rookie the way he did, and he come back the next year and play fairly well, it shouldn't have never been a question. Who he was and in what position he was playing in Terence Steele.
You feel pretty good about the offensive line right now?
I do.
With that setup?
Our center is not as strong as he need to be, but we know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
We know who he is, and he's consistent in who he is. He may can get a little bit better, but he is who he is. Just like Steele is who he is. Now we know the left guard will get better as he play. And we know the left tackle is outstanding when he is playing. It ain't if he's healthy. It's just when he's playing, he's going to be outstanding. And we know that our right guard is real. He's a dynamite. He's dynamite. So that's my starters. And then you may want to put the Funiak. Is that pronouncing
Funiak?
Funiak at the swing guards and center. Then you put McGovern at swing guard. And then you go out and you find a left tackle. Swing tackle, however you want to put it, because Steele is pretty sturdy. Unless something freaky happens, you get hurt.
Who slides in at left tackle which history has said it's going to happen, Tyron misses a few games due to his back or his
That's what we got to get that gunpowder. And
you got to go get somebody?
Yeah,
is
get
he not
somebody,
on the team?
man.
Is he not on the team right now?
And let's Ball turn it out. And let's Ball step it up. And then what's the kid they drafted that they had high hopes on? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
He's out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, believe it or not, people, the panic that we show sometimes as analysts, scouts, the talking heads, the coaching staff and the true people that scout, they're not panicking. They're like, we have players, but everybody in the league is losing somebody of importance.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody out there. Nobody's letting anyone loose on their rosters. We haven't seen nobody play that would give you a hope like, okay, if they let him go because they stacked high at this position, we may have a shot at him. So ain't nobody, but now after the Denver game, you can start saying, okay, who's out there? I talked to Chris Hall and to a few other guys, the scouts. He's over college scouting. He like, Nate, we finna go start scouting other teams and looking around and seeing what they have. And I'm quite sure other 31 teams would have 4 or 5 guys they got out scouting and looking around, especially after this first preseason game.
Yeah, those guys just left the other day, yesterday, I think,
yes.
Heading out like you said. And then one thing of note is Anthony Barr is reportedly here in Oxnard and was still getting his physical completed as the Cowboys began practice Thursday. So no sight of him out at practice. So we'll see how that develops out. I mean, everybody may have jumped to conclusions that he was signed, but the way that process works is you agree to terms, and then you have to still sign your actual paperwork. You have to pass your physical, then you have to send the paperwork to the league and they have to accept it. So Sometimes when you hear people say a guy has signed, and it doesn't happen often, but it does happen, and then the word comes out that something happened and the deal fell through. So this is one of those deals where he didn't officially sign yesterday. He just agreed to terms, and you have to go through a few extra steps. So still waiting on word if that becomes official or not. So just a little update there.
Yeah, I mean, we did a blowout show for him. We took Shannon away from a meal.
I was
he
enjoying that hamburger.
Yeah, so we put together a crew real quick, like Patrick and Isaiah Stanback, of course, hosted by Shannon and myself, just having fun, sitting with them there. Man, we did this thing. We went and got old Willie, and we got Chris Beam. And
it's never gonna die, William. Never gonna die.
I mean, bro, Will, excuse me.
Don't apologize to him. He did that to himself.
Yeah,
him and Patrick. Pat did set you up, but it's never gonna die. It's never gonna die. I had 3 hamburgers yesterday.
For real?
Yeah. Let me tell you what I did last night.
Yeah, what you did last night.
Because you won't go to this. So every year there's a media party that Mr. Jones and the family throw for all the media that come out to training camp. Did they used to do that in San Antonio as well?
Yeah.
So they throw it as kind of an appreciation deal for all the media that comes out and covers the team, and it really kind of kicks off the season. And Jerry and Steven, tell a lot of stories and a lot of stuff off the record, and just kind of really just hanging out with the media and socializing. And it just so happens it's been at Nobu probably the last 6 years, 7 years, Chris.
And where's this place
6
located?
years. It's in Malibu, so it's about a 45-minute bus ride from here. So we load up on the buses, and we're fortunate enough to get to go as Cowboys media. And they have a space on the back patio, and it overlooks the ocean, and it's so nice. And the food is amazing. It's open bar. It's free food. If you like sushi, I don't eat sushi, but then they bring out dynamite shrimp and these little Kobe beef strips.
How big is the shrimp?
Just like popcorn shrimp, but
that ain't big enough for me to go.
Soak them in dynamite sauce.
All right.
And it's just a cool experience. Like
good.
I would never they wouldn't let me in the door of Nobu and Malibu if I didn't work for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, sure.
And to be fortunate enough to go there and eat and drink for free. And then usually every year we see celebrities in there eating. Like a few years ago, we saw Vince Vaughn, and I ran into Leanne Rimes coming out of the bathroom. And I think one year Wayne Gretzky was in there.
How you ran into a lady coming out of the bathroom?
Because the bathroom was right next to each other, and
other.
she was coming around the corner as I was going in.
Yeah.
So don't try to make something
She was
up,
coming
Nate.
around the corner
Nate,
as you was going in.
Don't try to start nothing.
Wow.
I wouldn't do anything wrong. And,
I think Patrick McEnroe was there one year.
yeah, I mean, it's always just like, and there's probably tons of celebrities in there. You just don't recognize them.
Yeah.
What's that? When tonight? I mean, last night. The current season of Real Housewives is what William said was there. So it's really just this random hodgepodge of people, and then like you're fine.
Excuse me.
You're fine. Your phone's not on silent. You're fine. That's $50.
If I had it.
That's 5 shows for you.
That's Kangaroo Court.
And then obviously people that are close to the organization show up. Last year, Michael Irvin was there. Al Michaels usually comes in because him and Jerry are really good friends.
Your guy was there last night.
And Troy was there last night and hung out for a little bit. And then you have media types that are there from the L.A. offices. So all this great food, Nate. And I talked to Chris about this before the party.
This is a better move right after this.
Hey, about 30 minutes before it's time to go. Like, I loaded up on dynamite shrimp and the steak, but I needed a snack on the bus ride home.
Yeah.
So there's a burger joint. They don't have a Whataburger in Nobu, so I was forced to do this. I won't say the name of the burger joint, but it's a chain that was featured in Coming to America.
Yes.
An offshoot of that.
Yes.
So I walked across the street, and I ordered 3 hamburgers, a large fry, and a large unsweet tea for the bus ride home. I snuck over there, and I'm over there probably about 45 minutes before we left, and I'm sitting waiting on my order in this booth, and Chris comes running through there with, like, his hair's on fire, and the bus is supposed to leave at 10 o'clock. It's 5 till 10, and Chris is like, how long did it take to get your food? And I said, about 8 minutes. He was like,
the bus wasn't there yet.
Oh, my God. The bus pulls up right before as he's ordering his food, so he's, like, pacing back and forth because he doesn't want to get left. So, anyway, we had this exquisite meal at Nobu in Malibu, and here's me and Chris at some fast food burger joint getting food for the bus ride home. So that's how high maintenance we are. It was good, though.
It was good.
Saved my life.
And let me tell you something.
Kept me from feeling bad this morning.
Yeah, that's true. And the funny thing is on the way back, you don't want to sit in the back. So you want to sit up front so you can at least see the road.
Yeah.
You're doing light drinking.
If you've never been on a charter bus, after you have had alcohol and sushi and free food and just like bloated on the Pacific Coast Highway that is not straight at any part, that's left and right and left and right and left and right for 45 minutes.
Don't sit in the back.
It'll do bad things to you.
So don't sit in the back. So Shannon and I were in the front row. Well, the front two rows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a veteran move too. You gotta see the road. How'd you do, Will? You was good?
I can hold it well.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I don't think anybody lost it. There's been, I think every other year someone's lost it on the bus, and no one.
I may have done it one year.
No one.
Calling dinosaurs in the back.
And I'll tell you this: if you've never been to the restroom on a charter bus, it ain't nothing special.
No,
it's a glorified porta potty.
It is.
It's got the blue water in it. And it ain't a nice place to be sick.
It ain't American Airlines.
It is not.
Where
American
we get
Airlines.
you there and get you back.
It was very fun last night.
But it was a good. I don't know why you don't come out to that thing, man. It's fun.
No, man, because I stopped drinking several years ago.
You can eat. You still eat?
I think the reason why I ran up on Shannon is because he told me this idea before we got off the bus. He's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Before we leave, we're going to go across the street and get something to eat.
I was kind of half joking, but then.
And he said, so we're going to go over here at least 15 minutes before the bus leaves, right? So I'm sitting there talking, and I look around and said, where's Shannon? I look at my watch, and I said, did he go across the street without me? So I just ran across the street, not knowing who's going to be in there. I come around the corner, and he's sitting right there. I was like,
What has been your favorite part of camp so far, Nate?
Just it's always hanging out with you guys. That is great. Just rapping with you guys, and we bonding back together, and teasing one another. And then when they put on them pads, when they put on them pads and they try to do their thing, man. Hey, you got a nice picture there,
I do. I can't tell you what it is, but it's good news. I tell you that. So I'll leave it at that.
I just I'm telling you, when they put on them pads, I'm down with that. And then we do what we doing this Saturday, Chris. What is it called? It used to be the blue-white scrimmage.
It's called practice.
Yeah, it's called practice.
We're
now.
just practicing.
Practice.
We're just practicing.
Yeah. So when we go to practice,
and we're gonna live stream practice on Saturday.
Yeah.
So go to DallasCowboys.com on Saturday. You'll be able to see practice.
And will it hit TX?
Yes, it will.
Yeah,
TXA 21 in Dallas.
Yeah. So
and if you're watching this live or on demand, 4 is about to walk by.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he's looking.
Watch what he has
He's
on.
looking extra sexy today.
Yeah.
It looks like he's about to go paint a house.
He does, but he looks good today.
Yeah.
Like he's not my man crush on the team. I got a different dude that's my man crush.
Yeah. We know that's CJ. We know that.
I actually like CJ a lot. Yeah, he's
yeah.
He's top 3.
Okay.
He's top 3. Who's your top 3, Chris?
Dax one.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Dax my guy. Gosh.
That's tough, isn't it?
That's a tough
we need to
question.
rank our dudes on this show one day.
I like
we need to do
AB's
that.
one of my guys.
Yeah.
My man Ferguson is hurt.
I saw him working out with Britt today. Is there any
I don't know.
update? Did it come out that he had an injury
He
or
had a hamstring? I think so.
hamstring?
Yeah, most rookies will get hamstrings.
Yeah.
There's your guy.
Here's that guy, man.
There he goes. There we go. So if you saw him,
Yeah.
it was quick. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And if you looked real hard, you might have got a glimpse of Dave Hellman. Old Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Remember Dave Hellman?
Did you ride on the media bus
Yeah.
with the guys last night to the show?
No.
Okay, you're doing your own thing now.
Yeah.
All right, babe.
These
I
guys
miss
don't
Dave.
ride.
All right.
I miss Dave. There's Patrick.
There's Patrick.
That's-
I'm going to poison you with okra.
That's Willie's best friend.
Yeah.
So the pads that's your
Here
favorite.
comes Zeke.
That's your favorite.
Isaiah, what's up, man?
Yeah, I mean we got just a all cast crew rolling around in here, man. You never know who you see over here. So so that's your favorite part, huh?
Yeah, when they put on those pads, man, and they start rocking, man, and you know the season is on.
Isaiah,
man.
if you're gonna stand there and look at us,
Come
come
on,
get on the
Isaiah.
air until Terence Steele
He
gets
always
here.
try to
Steele comes
He
stand
posing up
and
on
pose.
you.
Yeah, man.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. When the talent gets here, you got to get off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can come in here and flex all you want, but when the real talent, Terence Steele, gets here, you got to bounce.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Zay?
Man, I'm no T Steele, but you know what I'm saying? I try to fit in a little bit.
Is it Zay or Z?
Man, everything under the sun.
Yeah,
Zay,
Isaiah.
Z.
Welcome to the show, Isaiah Stanback, former Dallas Cowboy, New England Patriot,
Super Bowl champion.
Washington Cougars. Is that what they
No,
are?
don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, we Huskies right here. We dogs.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, ain't no cougar, ain't no cat. in me.
What is?
So that Husky thing, you was the lead Husky, right?
I mean, I was one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
You was the
You know what?
QB, man.
Tell everybody, your story. I tell you, the first time I saw Isaiah, I had just moved over and started doing social media. It's probably been 12 years ago. And you were on the team, and we were in the Alamo Dome.
Yep.
And you were on the 40-yard line, on your knees,
Yeah.
throwing the ball through the uprights with zero effort. And you probably could have done it from the other 40 if you wanted to. And I was like, damn, who is that guy? But you had an interesting college you had options coming out of college, and then you ended up here, and then you went to New England. Tell everybody your story.
Yeah,
It's a great story.
Decisions, man. So I didn't start touching the football till 13. So once I picked up, I was a baseball player for most of my life. So coming out of high school, I had to figure out whether I wanted to go pro baseball or wanted to go to college to play football. Obviously, made the football decision. Went to University of Washington, played quarterback, started there for 3 years. And then came into the league. When I got to Dallas, I was drafted as a receiver. So I wasn't allowed to play quarterback. I wasn't given opportunity to compete for the position or anything. So
what round did you get drafted in?
I got drafted in the 4th.
Really?
I got drafted at the top of the 4th, but I only played half of my senior season because I blew my foot out in my senior season. So would have been a lot higher had it not been for that. But, I was blessed to still have the opportunity to go to the combine, get drafted, all that jazz, and came in and tried my best to play the receiver position, having not done it ever in life really before. So start piecing things together. But, yeah, when you saw me, I was just living up my old school days at quarterback.
Well, quit being humble and back up a little bit on the baseball career.
Okay.
Did you have an option to go play pro baseball?
Yes, I had an option to go. Right? Yeah, I had an option to go in the first round out of high school. That
is crazy. And you said no.
I had to.
Do you know how long baseball players play? Do you know what they're guaranteed? Their money is guaranteed.
I still be playing if I was playing.
Yes. What position did you play?
Center field.
Dang. And you said no. Do you ever regret that?
Regret is a strong word.
You seem like a man that thinks every decision happens for a reason, and you just roll with it.
God put me on this journey for a reason, man. But, I mean, would I have liked to know what would have happened? Yeah. Absolutely. Baseball, I still love baseball. Still my passion. Whenever, little celebrity softball games pop up, I go hop out there and relive some dreams. But I was a dog in baseball. Football, I was good, but I was a dog in baseball.
Man. What do you think your career would have been like? You think you would have?
Man.
Think you would have?
Griffey was my dude, so I was trying to be anything remotely like Griffey.
Yeah,
Mr. Swingman himself.
I think he was everybody's dude.
Oh my gosh, I used to walk down to the Kingdome to go watch him play. I mean, that was my guy. So
that's right. You're a Seattle-born, raised, stayed in Washington State, like that.
So I would either walk to the stadium to the Kingdome, or I would catch the bus down there, number 4 bus, take it right down there.
Go by yourself.
Wow,
huh?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's awesome,
loved
man.
Loved it.
And then what happened when you got here, and then how'd you wind up in New England?
Yeah, so I got here. The receiver, I had a bunch of injuries, unfortunately. Just went through a wave of injuries. And Jerry said, finally, that's enough. So my time here ended, but the next phone call I got was from Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick wanted me. He asked me, he said, can you still throw the ball? And I was like, yeah, I can still throw the ball. That's what I do, even though it had been a few years. So I went out to New England. The next day, I was out there playing. I was backing up Tom Brady at quarterback, but I ended up starting at receiver, playing with Welker and playing with Moss. So that was I was playing quarterback, receiver, and all the special teams that you could think of when I was out there in New England.
Man, you were on a team with some dogs, huh?
There were some dudes out there, man. I was spoiled. My NFL career is up and down as it was due to injuries. I was spoiled, and I'm blessed because of the organizations that wanted me. And as I think back on it now, I went from the Cowboys to the Patriots to the Seahawks to the Giants. Like, I was spoiled. I was really spoiled organizationally and, the leadership-wise.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Wow.
How many years were you in the league?
I did 6 years. 6 years, and I got one of the rings that Nate got. I don't have 3, but I
you got one. Where'd you get the one at?
Giants.
Was that the Tyreek catch year?
No, that was not. That was 07. I got it in the 2011 year.
Okay.
2011 year. So got some get back at TB12.
Yeah. That was the year y'all beat them when their undefeated season, right?
That was 07.
Yeah,
07 was undefeated season. Yeah, but we were at the Indianapolis. We won that joint.
Yeah. And what are you doing these days?
Man, working as entrepreneur, running 2 businesses, and then doing all the analyst work, doing a little bit of NFL inside work for another podcast, and got a podcast with Nate Dogg. So we're just staying busy.
Yeah,
staying busy.
Nate, you okay? Like, you've been really, really quiet today.
No, I'm loving on my boy Z, man. I mean, he's multi, baby, multi.
Multi what?
Tasking.
Okay.
Ability.
You got to clarify with Nate sometimes. Sometimes his mind and his mouth,
don't want to
you got to get him to clarify.
Don't link up.
Sometimes it just,
Because you went around the corner, she went around, and he, I was like, wow.
Quit trying to make something out of nothing.
He said last night he went around.
Nothing. It's an off.
He met a lady. He called,
No, I didn't meet her. Stop. Just quit trying to make something.
I was just saying.
All right. So what did you see today at practice?
It was a lot more competitive than it was the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Coach called out the offense specifically, and I think they responded. I still think that there are areas that they are trying to be dominant in that they just aren't there yet. I think the offensive line interiorly, and especially at the center position, they're still getting their butt kicked, and that's something that they're going to have to address. There was too many times that I saw Biotis getting pushed back, McGovern getting pushed back, or getting turned sideways, which is just as bad as getting pushed back, and Nate can speak to that stuff more. The receiver position, obviously those guys got called out, with all these questions regarding the depth. I feel as if, the 3 and 4 kind of there, but you start looking at 5 and potentially 6 and who's going to step into those potential roles, and the guys just seem lost. You can tell that the playbook is starting to really compile on these guys in terms of what's being asked of them. Combination routes, which is, you run one route based on one coverage, but if the coverage changes, then you change your route. So you saw some of that confusion going on today, the miscommunication between the receivers and the quarterback. So there's a lot of things that guys have to continue to step up and do. One of the things that still stands out for me is CD and his leadership or lack thereof. I stand behind not only just for depth, saying that they need to go get a veteran wide receiver, and I know the pickings are slim out there, but they need to get somebody in here that is a bona fide leader so that they can take that off of him, because I don't think he's ready for that yet. I just don't.
Really?
And we discussed this, during practice or right after practice, and it's body language,
Yeah.
He didn't want to go in there, but that means a lot. Your body language and what you're selling to the other receivers behind you is, if the quarterback's not perfect, that's your job to make sure that your body language don't say that.
Yes.
And so Mike Irvin was great at that. Yeah, Mike Irvin was great at that. To the point where I used to say, I could have came out of the break a little sooner. Or, we'll work on that after practice. Don't just look all in the head, look all in the air, roll your eyes and all that, because a lot of times that quarterback can either run you into death or bring you out of death.
And people understand when you have, we're just talking about just bad body language in response to maybe an overthrow or a bad throw when you're open. What that communicates not only to everybody else watching, but to your team, you're not protecting your quarterback in that moment. And what I mean by protecting your quarterback, everybody knows it was a bad throw. Right. Everybody understands that, but the last person that he needs to be showing that it was a bad throw is his doggone receiver that he trusts. Right? So at the very least, what Nate's saying is, hey, that's on me.
Right.
It's not on you. It's not on you, and the quarterback knows it's not on you.
Right.
But that needs to be what you're eliciting. That needs to be what you're communicating back, because you'll deal with everything else on the back end.
Right.
When you do it out openly in front of everybody else, regardless if that's just you being in your own zone and you being disappointed and frustrated because you're such a competitor, perception is reality, and the perception is that you are not being a team player at that moment.
Yeah, and you and I saw at the beginning of practice one of the DBs get frustrated and get turned around, and Al Harris
got off in his butt,
backed him down a little bit. Is that just normal at this point in camp? You're a week and a half in. You're starting to get the grind starting to get to you. Is that anything to be worried about?
No, it's nothing to be worried about. Those guys are just competitors. Mm-hmm. We're talking about CeeDee Lamb in particular in terms of offensively, and then what you're referring to is, Trayvon Diggs. He got beat by Simi Fehoko on one-on-ones on a post route. Now, everybody knows that's a BS route to run on one-on-ones with no safety in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. So nobody's expecting you to really cover him, regardless of who it is at that level, because it's just not built for you to win. But the response. And that's what Al Harris was saying. Al Harris got off in his butt. Trayvon was like, man, I would have had a safety there. He's like, man, I don't want to hear that crap. Like, everybody's doing this. Like stop all your complaining. Like, everybody's dealing with this same scenario right now. So don't be the one complaining, especially you, because I need you to be the one everybody's looking up to.
I tell you what, and I saw a similar thing with Coach Harris. They was down there just going over some nickel stuff, and he had the linebackers and the corners and a few safeties. And one dude want to line up with, when coach, he said, look at here, bro, I'm coaching this, and you line up right here, because this is what's going to protect you.
All right, Isaiah, the talent is here, so you got to go. You got to go. Hey, thank you for joining us, Isaiah. So much, man. Appreciate your insight, as always. And we are welcoming to the show. Nate's been a long-time fan of this guy. Now we get to sit here and chat with him for about 10 minutes, Nate.
How you doing, brother?
Terence Steele, welcome to the show, man. How you doing, man?
Good.
good. You looking good. How you feeling?
Oh, appreciate it. I feel good.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? The grind's starting to hit you yet, or you still got some juice?
Yeah, we're in the midst of it.
Yeah?
Definitely in the midst of camp, so I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Is there anything that's different? We ask everybody this, and then we got to make sure we give him the French fry question at the end. Is there anything different? Does it feel different this year, or is it just another camp to you?
Honestly, it feels like another camp to me. Just being out here, it's my second year in Oxnard. Starting there, it feels like home. So I mean, I love being out here. I was looking forward to come out to Cali, so I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, not disappointed, huh?
No, definitely not.
Okay, this is me. You're a right tackle. People walk up to me, I say right tackle. They move you to the left, I say you're a right tackle. Do you feel that after this third year, right? Are you a right tackle?
Yeah, most definitely.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Have a nice day. You know, you've worked so hard there. You took your lumps and your bruises, man, and I want to commend you for working through that first year. A lot of players haven't made it back.
Yep.
You worked through that first year of hell. Now it's starting to pay off. Now, I'm going to have to say something negative. Please don't get mad at me and slap me. Why you're not a prettier practice player?
Hey, practice is where all the mistakes are made.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I'd rather make mistakes in practice than
Right.
in the game. So if I
You
don't
just
know.
be trying.
This is practice, yeah.
And I was the same way, my brother.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I played about, 13 years? I was never a pretty practice player. Coach used to ride me. And I'm like, wow. And
When the
that's
lights
probably
came
why I
on,
ride with him so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
You've been down the same road?
It ain't going to always be pretty in practice.
Nope.
When the lights come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Come
where
on,
he plays.
That's when you got to flip that switch. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, you've been, excuse me,
No,
Mark.
go ahead.
You've been kind of tangling up with a few players, man. What is it? What is it? You just feeling more confident or what?
That's just I don't know. It's just men being men out there on the field. You know, just
Right.
when you get going in the midst of things, it's just sometimes tensions flare up. You know,
Right.
you got to butt heads sometimes. But
Okay.
it's all love at the end of the day.
Yeah. It got a little chippy today. There were a couple little run-ins with some linebackers and some tight ends and some other positions. So that's, I mean, at the end of the day, once that happens, you guys are in the locker room. Y'all squash that.
Yeah, you leave everything on the field. And don't take it off into the locker room, man. It's just, everyone knows what it is. It's practice. It's full pads. Stuff's going to happen. You just got to leave it on the field, learn from it, and don't take it into the locker room.
Terence, when you lined up for the first time, started, what were you thinking, man? What was going through your mind? Is that, I'm starting. I'm coming. Texas A&M?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yes,
I'm coming out of Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I'm starting in the NFL.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts?
So my first start was 2020 versus the Rams.
Right.
In that new stadium. So I think we were the first team to play there, and up against Aaron Donald, and it hit quick. I'd say during the national anthem, I was like, I really had that wow moment, but
right.
It kind of, as soon as you get on the field, man, you can't let that get to you. So
right.
you gotta flush it soon. So and it was very surreal, but hey.
What all the boys back home saying? You started for the Cowboys. What all the boys back home was saying, man?
They showing love, man.
Right.
Just about every time I see them, man, they can't believe it.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your hometown?
Cibolo.
Cibolo. Where's that at?
Trying to get there, right?
It's a suburb of San Antonio.
Okay.
Near New Braunfels, if you know that.
Yeah, I floated the river down there before. Yeah.
That's the thing to do.
I know where that at.
Were you born? Did you grow up a Cowboys fan, or did you have another team?
Honestly, I didn't. I didn't grow up a Cowboys fan.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. Neither did Nate.
Who was you screaming for? No, I grew up a Cowboys. Who was you screaming for?
The Titans.
Okay.
For real? Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Nothing wrong with that. How? What do you like to do in your off time, like off season? What do you do?
I like to. I want to say I'm a gamer, so I hop in the game with some of my boys back home.
What do you play?
I'm a Call of Duty guy.
So me and Chris Sunday, he's over there. He's streaming right now when he's supposed to be working. There's a Call of Duty
championship
at UCLA. So we're
USC.
Yeah, we got USC. So we're going.
Y'all heading down there?
And we're going to go check it out Sunday on the day off.
Championship. Weekends.
Are y'all excited about the new Call of Duty coming out soon? NW2.
Yeah, I am, because everybody really doesn't like Verdansk right now.
Yeah.
Explain to us, man, who don't Call of Duty.
It's a map. It's the map you play on.
It's
the map.
It's also the guns. So now the guns right now are World War II guns.
Yeah.
That it's all the different guns. So
Okay.
They sound different. They feel different when you're shooting. And
it's something more modern.
So you mean the machine kicks as y'all shoot?
Well, I mean, I mean, like you got a vibration in your hand.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It recoils.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, man.
But the previous Modern Warfare was like modern day guns. So like you can compare like M15s and M4s and things like that. This is like old school stuff with bolt action rifles, and it's like
And this is the new game is coming with the bolt action.
No, that's the one that's out now, right?
Okay, that's the one that's out now.
Yeah.
So.
And so where do you rank yourself?
What's your KD? Let's get down to it. What's your KD?
Honestly,
let's go.
Dang, I would say it's like a 1.3 right now.
Oh, I can't play with you.
Is that pretty good, Chris?
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Anything above a 1 is
anything above 1 is
everything. If you're above 1, you're good.
I'm like a 0.4.
Oh,
I'm so bad.
Right.
I'm so bad. I'm fun to play with, but I'm so bad. I'm terrible.
It's all right.
Anything else? Any other games?
I like to fish when I have the chance.
Do you just roll up on a pond? Cause my boy Deion Sanders, he'll just be driving down the road. He'll see a pond. He'll pull over. They say no trespass. He'll jump the fence.
Hey, if there's a pole in the back of my truck and I have some bait, I might. Yeah.
I hear you. Wow, that's the fisherman. That's a fisherman, my friend. Wow.
Right, Terrence has got to go. He's still got a shower.
Thank
Last
you,
question.
sir.
Before
Thank
he
you.
goes, tell him when you played, he would have a practice day like today, and then he would have an afternoon snack.
Okay.
Tell him if you can get down with this. Tell him what you snack.
It's a bag of R French fries. You seen the crinkle R French fry about this big.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they make them no more. And that's what I would be snacking on with some cool.
Would you bake them or deep fry them?
I can't say the beer, but I would fry them sometime. It just depends on.
What's the dipping sauce?
Yeah.
That's the.
No, ketchup is always my dipping sauce, bro.
But he would eat the whole bag, Terrence. That was his daily snack.
That was my bunch. And I would eat.
His metabolism is better than mine. I couldn't do that.
No, I weighed when I played. I weighed like 340.
Oh, okay.
So my metabolism wasn't no good.
No.
But he would show up before camp. You'd be pushing 4 bills. Wouldn't you?
I'll be about 380 during the all season.
Wow.
What's the biggest you ever got, friend?
This off season I was 340, just about.
Yeah,
and I'm 320 right now. So.
Okay. How do you get it off? How do you just hard work?
Clean up my diet and just sprinkling a little more cardio every now and then.
See, I would clean up my diet and it would be Krispy Kreme donuts. From French fries to donuts. I'm like, wow, I'm not losing weight. I'm cleaning up my diet.
Well, Terrence, thanks for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it. Come on anytime.
Brother, just keep doing your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right tackle.
Yes, sir.
Right tackle. And tell my man 73, hands inside.
I got you.
Whenever you see him, just
He said he was going to send him some balloons to his room over here, fill his room up with balloons with a card to just say hands inside.
Yeah, squeeze these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for another edition of Camping Out. Thank you, American Airlines, for putting us on the air.
You.
Nate, thank you for bringing it.
Say hello to Willie when you go out.
Terrence, thanks for coming on. Bront, thanks for bringing him over. Isaiah, thanks for bringing on the show. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Willie, thank you for keeping the live streams up. We'll be back tomorrow on another edition of Camping Out.
Yes, sir.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?